Good evening, everyone, and welcome to DSP Throwback. Welcome to my first ever official broadcast on this channel. Today is actually January 21st, 2024. This is an idea that you guys have asked me to do for years on end. You said, what about your classic playthroughs, Phil, that you lost? The ones from back in the day on the DarksydePhil channel, or the ones from DSP Gaming that just aren't readily available to watch? Or what about, you know, restoring old playthroughs in a more modernized way, correct? And so, I'm pretty excited to be here with all of you tonight, the hundreds of people who are here live, to see the launch of this new channel, all right? Basically, what we've been doing for the last several weeks is restoring Final Fantasy 13 and Red Dead Redemption 1, upgrading these videos, taking them from the original 10-minute segments they used to be and combining them into 30-minute segments that are upscaled to 1440p resolution, 60 frames per second, and basically having all kinds of audio tweaks and other improvements. I like the quality of the stuff, and you guys have been watching it a lot, and I thank you for that. But one of the things I said I wanted to do on this channel was not just restore the past, but actually react to it. These are playthroughs from, in some cases, 14 to 15 years ago. I was a different guy back then. I had a different attitude about my commentary, my style. And in 2024, things are a lot different in the world and on YouTube than they used to be. So, what we're doing tonight is something unique and interesting. I'm going to live react back to my original playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 1 from 2010. That is right. It is literally 14 years after the fact of recording this, which is really cool. Okay? So, I'm excited to do this here live with all of you. And we have a great live audience here ready to see, you know, how it goes. So it is the first stream I'm ever doing on this channel. As they say, it's going to be a little bit of technical difficulty and some bumps in the road probably. I apologize if things go wrong. I'll do my best to adjust on the fly and fix it. In addition to that, you know, I didn't get a chance to set up everything on the channel. I don't have things set up for membership notifications. And I did a very basic thing for super chats and, you know, for tip notifications. If people contribute, I will shout out just like a normal stream I would do on any of my other YouTube channels. But it's not all perfectly set up here yet, okay? So this is going to be fun. I hope you guys are ready. But I will give you this up front just to forewarn you. You're going to see in the first video it even says it, all right? My commentary from my old videos, you're talking over a decade ago, was a different style. All right, YouTube was a different place. The world was a different place. I was a very different person. Back then, a lot of my commentary, by today's standards, would be considered too risque. Too many references to sexual content, to race or gender, all kinds of stuff like that. I don't do that stuff anymore in my commentary. I've changed a lot in the last, 10 to 15 years as a person and a content creator. But you don't ignore your past and act like it didn't exist, right? One of the main reasons that I think it's going to be fun to react to these classic playthroughs is to see the difference between how it used to be and how it is now, to acknowledge the past and call out the things that are wrong. I'm going to cringe, just like you, if I say something stupid or considered offensive or insulting in the modern day and call it out for what it is, right? So it's going to be fun, but it's also going to be a true tour of the past, as they say, all right? All right, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. I think Jasper's ready to get started here tonight. Let's get started with Red Dead Redemption, the original playthrough from when it was a new game back in 2010. Now, what you're going to see here is a little bonus. I found this little intro, all right, part of the playthrough. What I used to do sometimes when I did these playthroughs is I was actually do like an intro to the playthrough on my dashboard of my console. So we're going to watch the intro to the playthrough here and see what I had to say about it, before we booted the game and go from there. All right? Here we go. And by the way, please let me know, guys, since this is a live stream, how the volume level is. I don't know how loud this video is going to be. I haven't done this yet, so I don't really know about adjusting volume levels and the like. So if you let me know how this sounds, I would greatly appreciate that. Okay? All right. Yes, people are saying hello to Jasper Kitty. He's in here tonight with me for the premiere. All right, here we go, ladies and gents. Let's see. Yes. Oh, look at that. I actually even have, you can look at comments and everything. That's interesting. Okay. Here we go.
Hello, it's DarksydePhil, and I am starting my playthrough, my delayed playthrough of Red Dead Redemption right now.
Delayed. By the way, already you can kind of see, as you watch this video, there's light pulsating. So, the reason that everything in these videos did not look good is because I did not do direct capture. I had a camera pointed at my TV. This is literally a small webcam that does like 1080p. Probably it wasn't even. It was probably 720p video, pointed at my TV, and me just talking to it. So I sound completely different because it doesn't pick up good audio like my professional mic does. It's not direct capture, so you see all these issues with overexposure, underexposure, lights flickering and stuff. It's very distracting, okay? So that's, well, I'm just giving you a preface here. You're going to see things blinking and stuff, and it doesn't look that good. Now, when I say we, it's me and my team of editors. I'm not doing the editing. I uploaded the raw footage. I'm watching it back and titling it and everything, but it's my editors who are running these things through the ringer to try to make these videos look better. In cases where the videos look atrocious, what they're trying to do is take direct capture gameplay from the games and just superimpose my commentary over it so you could still enjoy it. Some of the stuff looks so bad, it's not even enjoyable, okay? But in this case, we wanted to retain this little intro segment, even as bad as it looks. What's really cool is looking at the original, well, this isn't the original, but one of the old Xbox dashboards, right? If you remember, the original Xbox 360 dashboard was a bunch of tabs you would go between, but eventually they upgraded it, and as you can see, this has a custom theme in the background. You've got your avatar standing right there. You've got the name of the game that you have the disc inside the console, and then as you scroll right, there'd be all other kinds of content. As you can see, the digital games listed there. One of them is actually Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, right? Which is pretty neat. Also, I had 98 messages in my inbox, apparently, so I guess people were spamming my inbox at this point because I was well known on YouTube. So it's pretty cool to see like this blast from the past look at what the old Xbox dashboards looked like. It even says one of the latest games was Alan Wake. That's the Alan Wake icon down there, which is pretty crazy, right? All right, cool. Let's get started.
I'm going to cover a few things right up front so everyone understands. First of all, yes, this footage is on a new channel that I've created called Red Dead DSP. The reason is I want to try to avoid any kind of copyright strikes against my account, which are false.
So the reason that this was on a different channel than my DarksydePhil or DSP Gaming channels is because at the time I had been attacked with copyright strikes, but they were all false. I didn't know that at the time. I thought maybe they were legitimate. And I had already had issues with Rockstar, where Rockstar had hit me with supposedly copyright strikes for the Lost and Damned DLC for Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, I really wanted to play Red Dead, and by the way, this was before I monetized anything on YouTube. There was no ads on gameplay videos or anything like that. So I said, I just want people to watch it, so let me make a new channel. That way, if they happen to strike down this channel with copyright strikes, it won't affect my main channel. I'll still have my main DSP Gaming channel, and it won't be a big deal, okay? So that is why. Now, that's also why this playthrough was lost, because years later, someone hacked the channel and took it over, and then it got banned by YouTube. So this footage was lost to time, and no one could ever watch it. Luckily, I retained all of my original files from back in the day on external hard drives, and that's what I've been using to restore this footage on YouTube. So it's cool now that we've now got these back to be watched and digested. So awesome. Here we go.
These videos that I am making, and I'm going to say this up front before I even start, the purpose of this video is not to do a walkthrough. This is a playthrough with my live commentary for reviewing purposes. This is my live review of the game. Therefore, this footage is covered under U.S. fair use copyright law. Therefore, any copyright claims that are put against this video are false and should be dismissed immediately. If you do feel that this work is being used unfairly, please contact me at DarksydePhil@hotmail.com.
So that reason is completely false. It's wrong. Even though you could consider this a live review, the argument could be that because you're doing live gameplay that you're revealing too much of the original content for it to be a true review. However, it has been revealed that, you know, this kind of video, now a Let's Play, is allowed on YouTube and is considered transformative content, a transformative work, because you're adding commentary, you're playing the game. There's all these different factors that make it your own content. If I was just, for example, watching in it, well, actually, you know what? That's not true either, because I was going to say if I was watching someone else's playthrough, that wouldn't be legit. It is. Actually, a judge ruled in a court of law, you can literally react to any video on YouTube, and as long as you're adding commentary to it, it's transformative. So now this is fully protected, but back then it was a gray area, and I was trying to cover my own butt. It just so happens, though, that I think my reasoning was wrong. So, there you go. Okay.
I'm saying that out front, and I'm also going to put that information on every single video in the description to try to avoid any kind of false copyright nonsense from anyone, whether it's Take-Two games, whether it's Rockstar games, whether it's some third-party company who feels that they have some kind of a right to make a copyright claim against any of these videos. You're wrong. There's no law against it. It's protected by fair use. Too bad. Leave me alone. Anyway, for everyone who's watching this for the purpose of entertainment and review, which is what it's meant for, I'm going to play Red Dead Redemption basically from start to finish on this channel. And for what people have said, this game is pretty much like Grand Theft Auto in the Old West. What people are also saying is that the game's about 20 hours long. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. But what I'm going to do, and this is the first time I'm really attempting...
As you can tell, in 15 years plus of doing this, I've eliminated those filler sound effects in my commentary. I don't do that stuff that often anymore. But back then, that's what I did in between talking to fill the dead air and get me to my next thought. Luckily, I don't say anymore.
I'm going to try to beat this game within 2 days. It's now about 6 p.m. on Saturday. I believe it's May 29th. Excuse me. I'm going to try to play this game as much as I can.
That's something that hasn't
tonight,
changed. Me exploding.
More tomorrow, and then on Memorial Day as well. I really have nothing to do this weekend, and rather than go out and spend money, I figured I might as well play a good game. A couple things. Keep in mind, number one, it is Memorial Day weekend here on the East Coast, and it is starting to get hot. So right now I have my back door open. You'll hear things, maybe like birds and stuff chirping, but I might unfortunately end up having to turn on the air conditioner overnight and things like that, and that might affect...
By the way, interestingly enough, that little chick that you see flying in front of my avatar is the chick you got for pre-ordering Final Fantasy 13, and I had played Final Fantasy 13 and got that as part of my avatar. So it's funny, the two playthroughs on this channel, the other playthrough that's on this channel right now, that's the avatar thing from Final Fantasy 13. It's a crossover event. There you go.
The quality of the playthrough, you might hear some ambient noise, but also keep in mind this is a camera. This is not a direct feed.
There's my hand in front of the camera.
And my live reviews. It's what makes my videos unique from everyone else who does direct feed. And basically, you're going to see the camera, like right now it looks really good. As you can see, everything on the screen looks perfectly adjusted. But
I say that as it pulsates.
Because what happens with these games is as the camera goes to different scenes, so like if I go out in the desert and it's really bright, the camera might auto-adjust and it might look too dark or too bright. And then it might auto-adjust later on and whatever. But I'm going to be farting around with the brightness settings, the sound settings, because every game also has different volume levels, to try to get this to optimal quality. And this is how I do it. So if this is my first...
I'm being asked, what is the theme behind me? I have no clue. I would guess maybe that's Assassin's Creed, one of them, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, I already am. I'm admitting up front in the video how bad my visual quality is compared to direct capture Let's Players at the time. What you're going to see is that actually it's not as bad anymore. Number one, any scenes that were almost unwatchable have been replaced with direct capture footage, so that way it's visible and more digestible. Some of the intro stuff and stuff looked godly awful in my first original playthrough. It's like unwatchable. So that's been replaced with direct capture, but the commentary remains. It's not going to change. It's just a cutscene, right? I'm not playing. I wouldn't change my gameplay, but the cutscenes can easily be brought in from other sources, so that way you can see the cutscene and understand what's going on along with my commentary. But otherwise, I've actually been watching this playthrough back a little bit to name the videos, and I think that the visuals are dramatically improved in this version. Getting it to 60 frames makes it look really good. So you're going to see that, by the way, when we get started here with the gameplay. So, by the way, we're about to start out with the actual gameplay. Shout out to Dan the Man. Has just hit me $20. Thank you so much, Dan the Man, for that very generous tip. Let's get a nice animation for you here. And let's get you up on the leaderboard as the top contributor of the night. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you, thank you. As you can see, I already have a hat on tonight. So if we happen to hit that level of support, I already got one. But I will put on the gunner glasses if we hit 50, which is what I usually do on my other channels. Okay, cool. All right. And by the way, some people are saying in the chat they're surprised I said I'm going to try to beat the game in 2 days. This was commonplace for me back then. if I had days off from work, like I said it's Memorial Day weekend. That's a day off the weekend, and then Monday is a day off of work. So I would just take my whole day and sit down and play a game and try to record as much as I could to pump out videos. So that's what I'm doing here, is attempting to play this game in only 2 days and pump out the whole playthrough so that people can enjoy it while I'm at work for the rest of the week. You see, this is before this was my job. This was just a hobby back then. So, okay.
First playthrough that you're watching, welcome. If you're a long-time viewer, welcome as well. Thanks for sticking with me and jumping in. I know it's not, the game's basically over a week old now, almost 2 weeks old, but that's fine. I don't always have to.
And again, this was before I was a full-time YouTuber, so that happened a lot, where I didn't have time to just play a new release a lot when it came out, or sometimes I couldn't even get it when it came out. I had to wait, and that's what happened with this. I had to wait like a week to get it, but then I finally had time to play it Memorial Day weekend.
Rush into everything. I wanted to give this game its due time. I now have 2 straight days where I can play it. I'm ready. I just went shopping. I got all kinds, power snacks and things, beef jerky. I got new Mountain Dew Typhoon, which I'm trying, and it tastes awful, but I figured I'd try it because they had it at the store. They didn't have the other 2 new flavors.
I got Mountain Dew. I got Mountain Dew Typhoon and beef jerky to eat. Because again, I would just sit there all day playing games. I wasn't a live streamer. So I had stuff to eat and drink. Would I eat it and drink it while I was playing? No. Every time I split the part every 10 minutes, I would have a snack and then I would continue. Keep in mind, back then, you could not upload clips longer than 10 minutes to YouTube. That's why the original playthrough was like 100 parts, even though the game was only like 20 hours long. You had to have very short parts on YouTube back then. I'm being asked by Hiseo, would I recommend playing Red Dead 2 then 1 or 1 then 2? Narrative-wise, it goes 2-1, okay? If you play it in that order, you actually will avoid tons of spoilers. However, the funny part about it is that if you play 1 and 2, the gameplay makes more sense. Seriously, like part 1 has more basic gameplay than 2, you see? So it's hard to say. Like, obviously, I played 1 and then 2, but then this plot of 2 is kind of spoiled, or, because you already played 1. So, I don't know. Pick your choice. Narratively, though, it goes 2-1, so you might want to play it in that order. Okay. All right, ready? Let's continue, guys. Let's get started and bring it to the gameplay now.
Psych myself up for this game. I actually I've been watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on Blu-ray.
That's awesome.
I watch about the first hour and a half, and then probably after I play this for several hours, the game, I'll probably stop to take a break and maybe get a bite to eat.
That is awesome.
Watch more of it, and it's going to really keep me, into the game, I hope. I mean, the whole Western theme, this is one of the very few games that has a Western theme. I'm really excited to jump into it, and I'm very positive right now. I'm feeling pretty good about it, and I'm really thinking it's going to be really good. So, all right. I know that was 4 minutes of bullshit. But I had to get that out of the way because if I didn't, there'd be 100 questions, 100 complaints, and people would try to put bullshit copyright claims up. Here we go. Red Dead Redemption.
So now the real playthrough is going to begin, and I put this disclaimer up on it, so hopefully people who watch this in 2024 understand that this is a dated video, and will have outdated commentary that I would not be doing in the modern day. By the way, shout out to Alex from Phoenix, did a $5 super chat. I'm actually waiting to see if and when that's going to pop up on the screen here so that you get an animation. I hope it does. I think it should. I don't know why it wouldn't, so let's see what happens here. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so Alex from Phoenix says it takes about 10 years for every cell of your body to actually be replaced. So technically, as of now, I am literally a completely different person than I was when I played this original playthrough back in May of 2010, 14 years ago. So that's kind of interesting. A little tidbit there from Alex from Phoenix. Thank you for the super chat, Alex. So hopefully the animation plays. If not, I can play you a manual one. Oh, there it is. Cool. It just took a while. Thank you, Alex from Phoenix, for the super chat. Appreciate that. It was delayed action. Okay. So this gameplay is reflective of a bygone era of YouTube commentary over a decade ago. It is not representative of the thoughts and humor of the player in the current day. Enjoy this view into the old days of YouTube. Original recording date, May 26, 2010. There you go. All right. So, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, the intro cutscene, all right, is taken from a direct capture footage, and it is superimposed into this. Why? My original footage of the intro looked atrociously bad, like super bad, because my camera was not
Rockstar
good
and
back then for
Rockstar,
this stuff.
excellent.
This is my footage right here.
Red Dead Redemption.
You can tell because it's
New
kind of
downloadable
blurry.
content, multiplayer or single player. Obviously, let's do single player. No file could be found. Let's create a new save.
No file found.
Yes, I know you're gonna autosave. Go right ahead.
See how
Exodus
bad
in
that
America.
looked? Now when it goes to the cutscene, it's going to look dramatically better because it's
So it looks
direct
like you have
capture.
no opportunity to adjust anything up front. Just like Grand Theft Auto, you jump right into the game, and you probably adjust it on the fly during the game.
Look at that. So just to be clear, the only time during these playthroughs on this channel that you will see this is during cutscenes. Only cutscenes that look terrible with my original camera setup will we be using direct capture footage direct from the game itself and then superimposing my commentary over it. That way it's more presentable. Any gameplay elements, 100% will always be the original footage. But in this case, this is one of the many ways that these are being improved. If you're watching the beginning of the playthrough, obviously you want to be able to see the intro cutscene. And in my original run, it looked absolutely awful. It really did. So, here we go.
It's the boat from Maverick, the gambling boat.
Mel Gibson movie.
Or maybe not.
Was this before he was canceled? Or after he was canceled? I don't remember. But Maverick's a great
Out
movie.
of my way. Holding in this piss for 5 hours.
Also, you'll notice no subtitles, because back then I didn't enable subtitles by default in every playthrough I did. Now I do, but back then I did not.
Time machine. Uh-oh. Looks like he's in protective custody. Fancy way of saying he's under arrest.
Yeah, they're protecting him right out of town.
Actually, these are my 2 bodyguards. One's
Mr.
my manager, the
Marston.
other's my massage therapist.
The hell was he looking at? The music in this game is outstanding, by the
Okay,
way.
anytime now Doc Brown will come ripping down this street in the DeLorean and we'll be all set. Oh wait, that was a different movie. Taking him on a train. Where are they taking him? Oh wait, the train is the DeLorean in the 3rd movie. That's right.
Oh yeah, Back to the
So
Future
we go to
3.
the
They turned
future.
that into the time machine. That's right.
Sneakers tie themselves.
Love that. The Western
What, they
Whistle.
just walk him out of town?
For the record, this
Maybe
is
he
still a
wasn't
great
under
game.
arrest.
If you've
Maybe they
never
made an
played it, I
agreement to
recommend you
just
play
fucking
it. It's a
exile
super
him,
good
get him the
game.
hell out of
Great
town.
story.
And then the train derailed. The end.
Did you notice the door was open in the train car? That's creepy. They didn't have doors that closed.
Well, right off the bat, he's one of the worst shavers ever. Look at his face.
To this savage land.
Interestingly enough, if you play Red Dead 2, you find out where John got those scars. That's John Marston, the main character. Right at the beginning of the game, you get to see where he got those scars from.
I could not agree with you more, my dear. My daddy settled this land, and I know he'll be looking down on us. Please.
Who the hell lived that long back then? They're like 90 years old. No one lived that old.
That's true. Well, what was the life expectancy in the Old West, right? How often did women live to be that old in the Old West? Yeah, this is the beginning of the game, and there's already 2 women who are like 80 years old on the train. Yeah, right.
Access to heaven.
But Father, do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? Hardly so.
That's right, miss.
What
You're all
I mean
fucked.
to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they lived like animals, but they're happier.
Oh my god, it's fucking Golden Girls in the Old West. I don't want to hear about this shit. Betty Davis, shut the fuck up. Oh, I crapped myself again. Thank God I got my Depends on.
Motor cars, Father? But I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can
Who'll be able to fly.
No, apparently people can fly.
If I were sitting in that seat, I would fucking kill myself. I'd jump off the train right here. Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, imagine that. You're sitting on this train, you got two old coots behind you that won't start blabbing about their dentures, and up front you got a ditz who's talking about flying, and a priest who's trying to like, no, shut up. It's like, oh my god, I'm just an outlaw dude. I just want to sit here and relax. Shut the fuck up. It's like surround sound idiots.
The only thing that could be more annoying is if like fucking Pauly Shore walked in and sat next to him.
He said, "Hey buddy, how you doing?" Skibbity bibbity.
Which is why he's so concerned with cleaning up the state. Neat.
Thank you to Gatsu Katsu. Just gifted a membership, a legit membership, and it went to JFR. Congrats, JFR, and thank you, Gatsu, for supporting the channel here tonight.
Yes. His family is nothing but hillbilly trash that came here after the war.
Ooh, hillbilly trash,
I don't
huh?
Oh
want
my
to be
God.
judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting family.
This is really the beginning.
Without class.
I'm gonna vomit all over the TV.
John's family have made a lot of money, and he has a lot of friends in politics.
Ah.
Mrs.
See, he's got a nice open ear. He's learning about all the people in power here.
There are many things that money cannot buy.
And now Gatsu Katsu just also became a member tonight. Thank you, Gatsu, for that. I appreciate that, man. Again, thank you to everyone here who is supporting the channel for the first time ever tonight. That is greatly appreciated. You know, the channel's been running for around 2 weeks, putting out new videos every day. So it's awesome now to see some support. Thank you so much, guys.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
So Matthew was saying there was less than ideal living conditions in the Old West. The average lifespan was around 35 years. 35 years, and these women are like 3 times that age in the game, right? Haseo says, was there a morale system? No morale system in this game. Nope, nothing like that. You couldn't be like a good karma or bad karma person or anything like that.
So I'm confused. Am I playing a video game or watching a soap opera? Because,
I've been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing.
and the word is bird. Bird is the word. Bird. Sorry.
A chance to live among
I probably had that on my
people
mind because
who
of Family Guy.
who do not kill each other. And who let you worship in peace.
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a...
Father, I'm so dumb. What the hell am I doing going out to the Old West anyway? I actually have no idea why I'm on this train or how I got here. Or where I'm going. Father, can you help me, please?
Yeah,
Actually, are you my real father? Because you might be. I'm not sure. I'm so confused.
This guy's like, what the fuck? He must be like a Zen Buddhist, and he's like focusing on something else, because how could he sustain this conversation?
Indeed.
Well, here we are, Mrs. Bush.
Well, here we are. Shut the fuck up station. Armadillo station.
Finally, that mindless prattling is ended. All right, so now you can obviously see this is now my real gameplay. Okay, so the quality will go down a bit, but it's been upscaled to 1440p, and the audio has been run through a cleaner, basically wiped it up a little bit, and it is now 60 frames per second. The only downfall of it running at 60 frames, AI generated, by the way, is some scenes have ghosting, but in general, this playthrough is not so bad. My other playthrough currently on the channel, Final Fantasy 13, has more ghosting, but it's not that bad in this playthrough. In fact, I think the playthrough looks much better at 60 frames.
Right,
so
right off the
if you're
bat,
watching at 60 right now, 60 frames, enjoy.
Options.
You're going to see the major
So,
difference
yeah.
between my old playthroughs and my new ones now.
Display.
Now this is going to run at
Brightness. We gotta
60.
up the
Pretty
brightness
cool.
a tad here. I don't want to go too bright. Maybe this is good. Contrast will up a little
Right
bit.
now I'm dicking around with settings. I say, oh, let's look at it.
It's
I
always
dick
hard
the
to judge
settings.
contrast.
Great.
Saturation. Do a little bit more saturation. Nah, we'll leave it like that. Let's see what that looks like. Looks good. Looks good so far in the camera, from what I could tell. So we'll leave it at these settings for now, and we'll see how they work.
Cool.
To run, hold A, and then tap A, just like Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
It is just like
Plays
Grand Theft Auto.
incredibly
It's
similar
awesome.
to Grand Theft Auto,
I'm gonna know
actually.
what to do right away. Even the fucking map in the corner looks like Grand Theft Auto.
It's just funny because look at the detail. So obviously there's not a lot of detail because I'm using a camera, but then to see it run at 60 frames is like mind-blowing. It's like, why are there so many frames of animation, but the game looks like a watercolor painting, right? It's so weird. It does look better in other scenes, but It's so surreal to see it run at this frame rate. Thank you, Guitar Player. Guitar Player has become a member today to support the channel. Thank you so much, Guitar Player. Appreciate that.
Well, hello there. Can I punch you in the face, sir? Oh, there's a jump. Where's my punch button? Oh, I can't punch yet?
Can't attack anyone yet.
Oh, shit.
Whoa!
I don't want to do that. How do I put the gun away?
Whoa!
Oh, he puts it away by himself.
Whoa!
Whoa, shit. I don't want to do that. Right,
I'm already an outlaw. I just arrived.
well, I scared the fuck out of her, and I scared myself, too, because I thought I was going to stab her by accident. Or shoot her by accident. All right. Let's see. What the fuck was that? He said, Michael Jackson slide. Whoa! That must be take cover. The dude did a face plant.
Oh, he's drunk.
Oh, he's a drunk. That's why he face planted himself on purpose.
Look at that.
All right, so right bumper is take cover.
That's the cool thing about the Rockstar games is that they all have those little touches. You walk into town, the first thing that happens, a drunk walks by and stumbles, right? Like it's cool stuff that they put in their atmosphere and their environment that makes it feel real, like an organic living town in the Wild West, right? Well, thank you so much. Guitar Player has now gifted 5 memberships to the channel that are all legit. Congratulations to Monty Mole, Apostate Cantus, Just Clunker, KB, and James the Lesser Express Lane, who all just received a gifted membership to the channel here tonight. That is much appreciated. For the record, I don't have pop-ups enabled for members yet. I wanted to have them for tonight, and I didn't get them set up. All I have is super chats and tips. I apologize. And when I do future streams on this channel, I will have everything up and running, but it is what it is. First night. By the way, this is a great place to split the part. We're now around 30 minutes in. I hope everyone watching here on demand is enjoying my commentary over my old stuff. Hopefully you're getting a little bit of additional information out of it. I'm still going to be going for about another 90 minutes tonight, so thank you all. And let's get to the next part. Awesome.